This segment brought to you by Kansas Grain Sorghum, growers working together. Find out more at kansasgrainsorghum.org.
Welcome to Farm Factor. Now let's join Duane Towes as he visits with Dr. Derrell Peel from Oklahoma State University to discuss the economics of cattle.
Duane Towes joining you once again here on Ag AM in Kansas, and a chance to catch up with Dr. Derrell Peel from Oklahoma State University. And Darrell, we think about the cattle industry. Certainly it always has its ups and downs, so to speak, but from an economist's perspective, it's always interesting to evaluate where we are and then try and project where we go.
Well, absolutely it is. And you know, we talk in general terms about supply and demand, and obviously that's the big picture here. 2017, in my view, has been a little bit of a pleasant surprise, a little better than expected. We've got supplies growing in 2017 in terms of total beef production. That's going to continue as we go forward, but we've also had very good demand. We've had a net improvement in trade picture that's supportive of the market, and so, you know, all in all, we're in relatively good shape, and the industry is operating kind of a little bit as a business as usual at this point. There's really no major imbalances that I'm aware of in the industry right now.
We think about where we've came from, be it drought or another number of issues that nation's cattle herd dropped significantly. We've rebounded since then, but not only that, but we've got a younger cow herd than in the past, and we may see some of that in performance in the feedlot as well.
We do see it, I think, at the cow-calf level, stocker, and at the feedlot level. We do, you know, we culled down so hard because of the drought on top of previous liquidation that we had in the industry. And so you're absolutely right. We've got a younger herd. We've had a lower net culling rate as we've started rebuilding the herd. Part of that's the process of rebuilding, but part of it was because the cows were younger and we didn't need to cull maybe as much. We're getting back closer to, as we go forward, we'll be closer to a normal culling rate. But we're enjoying the increased productivity that comes from this young growing cow herd that we have.
We think about 2017's production, obviously considerably greater year over year, but in the feedlot sector, they've been very current in keeping those cattle moving through the chain.
That's right. If you look at slaughter numbers, you know, we're going to slaughter 5.5% roughly more cattle year over year in 2017, but with lower carcass weights because feedlots have done a very good job of turning over cattle more quickly, marketing them timely, and keeping those carcass weights down year over year. So we're going to see total beef production up about 4%. Again, offset some of that increased slaughter with lighter carcass weights.
As we look to 2018 and years beyond that, obviously no one has that crystal ball, but it appears that things may be fairly static for a while.
You know, we've got a growing supply situation. I don't think it's an out-of-control growing supply situation as we go forward. We're looking for about another 4% increase in beef production in 2018 year over year. So those supply challenges will continue. We've got a bigger cow herd, I believe, in 2017. We have to wait for the final numbers to confirm that, but and that means we'll get an even bigger or another year-over-year increase in calf crop in 2018. That means feeder supplies and feedlot production and ultimately cattle slaughter and beef production will be higher you know, into, if not through 2019 at least.
One of the big parts that will play a factor in that profitability would be exports. So we obviously produce more than we consume here in the U.S. A lot of talk about trade agreements. It doesn't appear there's a tremendous amount of upside in most of those.
There really isn't from a beef industry standpoint. If you look at NAFTA, you know, we achieved essentially free trade in that agreement. We have very little in the way of barriers or tariffs or anything in there, only minor ones in a couple cases. So not a lot potential to gain. There's certainly potential then to you know, move lower in some sense as a part of the renegotiation process. And I think the beef industry right now is just watching this a little bit with bated breath to make sure that we just maintain what we've got.
Our thanks to Dr. Derrell Peel, Oklahoma State University, joining us here on Ag AM in Kansas. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. Folks, come back after these messages for this week's Kansas Soybean Update.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.